Do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions, when the actual total is closer to $200. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month on subscriptions you don't even know about. There's this app I love using that takes care of that for me. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. This app shows all your subscriptions in one place and cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you need to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions with Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/think. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/think.
What goes great with a summer vibe? How about a checking account with no monthly fees? Like a cool breeze. Chime is a refreshing way to handle your money. With no monthly fees, no maintenance fees, no minimum balance fees. It's how banking should be. And when you need access to your money, you can do so fee-free at more than 60,000 network ATMs. You can also send money to anyone, even if they aren't on Chime. Fee-free for you and no cash out fees for them. Chime, no monthly fees, no vibe killing fees. Sign up for Chime checking account only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/think. That's chime.com/think. Caraway products are made without any toxic materials like PFAS, PTFE, PFOA, or other hard to pronounce chemicals. All sets come equipped with easy access storage solutions so that no stacking is required. Gone are the days with misplacing your lids. I love that my Caraway kitchen set is chemical free, having the peace of mind of cooking with no chemicals seeping into my ingredients. Visit carawayhome.com/think to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/think or use code THINK at checkout. Caraway non-toxic cookware made modern.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Okay, y'all, let's jump right into this. So welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. We are three moms getting real with parenthood, relationships, and the WTF moments of our daily lives. Right now, Cheyenne is still actively filming a show. She will be with us our next episode. But today you've got Shannon and I. My name is Kyle Lynn.
And my name is Shanan.
And Shannon, what are we talking about today? You had a really good idea.
What was my idea?
Y'all, I am done. First of all, Shannon and I have been trying to record this podcast all week. But it was like a holiday. Our kids started school. Hi, Zaire.
I just moved.
Shannon moved. It was my birthday.
Right, it was her birthday. Yes.
So we've kind of had like a struggle week. So we've had a few ideas this week. At first, we were talking about doing a birthday episode, and I was like, And then Shannon later on this week was like, we should do an episode on parenting and parenting styles. Okay, yeah. And I was like, at first, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, please, because parenting has changed so much for me. And let's talk about it. And I know parenting has changed for you.
Yeah, it has. I feel like at the beginning we focused a lot on parenting.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember talking about like during the pandemic, and then the different ways of parenting and co-parenting and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. But as you guys all know, we evolve with time. So we've been doing this podcast for a while now, and I don't feel like we really touched on parent. Yeah, we'll talk about it, but it's more just like, oh yeah, this or this or this. But I feel like Kyle's parenting has
it's completely changed. Yeah. I've also noticed like parenting is seasonal. Like there's different seasonal things that come with parenting. Like, now it's not just, oh, we're back in school, or, hey, I have a partner, but it's like,
yo, we gotta get to bed early now. Like, let's go.
Kids evolve as well. So I feel like the older Parker has gotten, the more he wants his dad more. And there's different things that he gets from his dad that he doesn't get from me. So I've seen, and I lit that blossom, and I feel like I'm more relaxed in a sense, and I'm more comfortable with his dad's situation than before. So I'm more relaxed. I'm like, hey, you know, Parker wants to be picked up by you today. Can you make those moves to do so? Is that you're checking out your hair or the
I don't know, y'all, for the last few days. So I've changed my hair. In case you are listening versus watching, I am like platinum blonde, and I've got like some little body way. I don't even know what this is. There's some texture in my hair. Like, it looks way different than how I've been looking. No more grown out two-tone curl fro.
Yeah.
Yes. So Zaire, when I first came home, he just kept looking at me. Every now and then he would just touch it.
He's like, girl, who are you?
Yes. When Boz first saw me, he was like, oh, you know that page that we really like, that couple, what is it? Sarah Christie or Christy Sarah? Yeah. He made a sound like her husband. Boz came in from school, was like, ah! Like
that's hilarious.
He was like, oh my gosh, mom, is that you? Like, just super dramatic. But back to parenting.
But yes,
just sorry, y'all.
Quick rant. But yeah, so parenting with me and Robert have been a little bit more fluid. I would say it's been more, you know, if Parker voicing wants to see his dad for a few hours when it's not in our like daily schedule, I'll be like, hey, you know, Parker wants to see you, come over, you know, whatever the case may be. So I feel like for me, that's huge.
So do you feel like your communication has gotten better? Is it like his availability? Is it Parker speaking up more? Is it like a combination?
I think it's a combination between them all, because before Parker never really voiced to me, hey, I want to go to my dad's house. It was never a thing, because I used to be like, hey, like, I don't want to talk to my dad on the phone, or I don't want to do this. And so then I just didn't press the issue anymore. And now it's like, hey, can we call dad and see if I can go over? And I'm like, sure. Or if they having a great day and she's like, I don't want to go back to my mom's house. Can I sleep over? We'll have a quick conversation, and, you know, if he wants to sleep over, that's fine. So it's been very fluid. Things have been changing, and I feel like I'm in a different comfort level space, because before I wasn't comfortable with his dad's situation. So it didn't make me feel like I want my son to be in that atmosphere. But now it's just like we have that communication going. You know, every Saturday Parker has his hockey practice. So the whole crew is there.
I'm so happy to hear this.
Yeah, I love it. It's becoming more and more a healthier co-parenting. You know, we still have our little rebuttals, our little moments of not agreeing, but we get through them, and mainly it's just, I know we've said this before, but if you're new to our podcast, you know, parenting is all about the kids. It's not about our feelings that we've had with them before or things like that. Make it about the kids and not about you guys, you know? So I think we do our best to make it about Parker, and we keep it that way.
Well, I love to hear this.
Or I love to keep it that way. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Shoot, all you could do is speak for yourself. No, I'm happy. I remember there was one day where we were talking, you were like, Parker's spending the night at his dad's house. And I was like, and it was the day after, and I was like, I had all these questions, but I didn't want to like bombard you with questions. And then you were like, yeah. So I was asking Parker questions the next day, like, Parker this, Parker that. And it was just funny because the questions that I wanted to ask you were questions that you asked Parker. I didn't even have to ask anything. You were
What
just
were the questions
staring.
that you wanted to know?
Well, it was like, you know, was his dad's partner there? Like, you know, who was at the house? Kind of like, what did you do?
Yes.
What were the sleeping arrangements? Like, you know, just kind of what happened?
What happened?
Yeah.
So, and I still do that. So like, one thing that Cheyenne taught me was always just be, when they come home from like from their parents, the other parents' home, just make it really relaxed. So you're not, you can kind of drill them, but it's not like you're
an interrogation. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, so how was, like, I'll ask him about the girlfriend. I'm like, oh, how is she doing? How is she nice? Is she doing well?
Did she cook for you?
Yeah.
Like,
And then I kind of split out. I'm like, oh, because so Parker has a room that he has a 2-bedroom. He has his own bed and stuff. But I already know how Parker is with sleeping arrangements. So if he sleeps over there alone, he'll gradually get into his dad's bed. But if his cousin's sleeping over with him, he'll stay in the room. So when I know it's just him, I'm like, oh, so did you cuddle with your dad and his girl? So
were you the big, little, or middle spoon? No.
Right. Where were you in the bed? Were you in the middle of it then both? But I guess whenever he sleeps over, Robert's partner comes home later because she's at the hospital with their other son.
Got it. So their other son is still in the hospital?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh. Has he come home at all?
No.
Oh.
And he's the cutest thing. He's so cute and his little chunky face and everything. But I've only seen pictures. But
Can we all just wait? Can we just all take a moment and pray for all our babies?
Yeah,
and
pray
just pray for all the babies in the hospital, for all the mommies and daddies, and just parents who want to bring their kids home. Because it's been months now, and I just could not imagine that feeling.
Yeah, I really pray for those parents that have to deal with, you know, visiting their child in the hospital. I could never imagine that, you know, and I've talked to her about it, and she, you know, she does her best, and as a mother, that's just a lot. So she spends a lot of her time at the hospital. So Parker doesn't really see her in crossing, or if she does come home late, Robert voiced to me, like, she'll just go ahead and just sleep on the couch and doesn't want to like interrupt. You know.
Well, it sounds like Robert is taking this time. You know, he's got open time right now.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's, you know, being respectful of their situation, and rather than filling that time with another distraction, he's like, bring me my baby, you know.
Yeah, and he's
and I like to hear that. Like, Robert, if you're listening, if any of your friends are listening, can you guys please tell Robert I say I see you, you know, still got my eyes on you, guard still up, ready to pop off still, but at the same time, thank you for coming through for my nephew Parker, because he needs that. And it's like, this makes me happy for you, because I know this is something that you really like. We don't always see eye to eye, and sometimes I'll be like, Shanan, why are you doing that? But you're like, this is what I'm doing, and you know, I gotta respect it. So it's we all know what's best for ourselves in our situations, and God gives us the path, and it's up to us to do the work and follow. And it's one of those things where you're doing the work, and
I feel like it's finally falling into place.
It's opening up, and it's not one of those things where you're trying to control the situation or force Robert to do something, which I think is the biggest blessing. Like, that's why I'm like, oh wait, all of these things these little operating parts are moving, and there's been a lot of little seeds that have been planted, and the germination, and you know, now things are starting to actually show where they have fallen into place. So this is exciting for all of you guys. And
it's cool.
It's
funny. I'm like, so why? Because Parker will randomly just want to go over. I'm like, so why do you like going over there? He's like, because I play video games. I'm like, oh.
Not too much.
I'm like, that's what it is. I'm like, you already know me, the strict little mom. I'm like, that's why you go over to Dad's house?
Okay, literally. So for me with parenting, I always thought I was just going to be like the loving mom, like just super supportive. No, like I started off having to be like, you know, all in one super mom, like, you know, disciplinary, and I'm going to love you and I'm going to feed you, like, you know, all the things. And now it's just very different because, well, one, Mezzi and I are living together. So it's like, it's shared responsibility. You know, there's times where I don't have to rush to finish my work, to give Boz a shower, or to change Zaira's diaper. And it's like, now it's like, I feel like I actually really have a partner and a teammate in terms of parenting. Like, not everything just falls on me. And it was really like, what school, it was super attractive, and it was very, very like, it was a turn on to see Messier get into, like, he had to figure out all the boss of school stuff because he's the resident here. So it's like, I could only do so much, you know. I did my part and he finished it off, but it was very like, it was like, ooh, like, I like to see, like, ooh, daddy is daddying right now. And it was very attractive. And it just was like, I like this, you know. It was nice, but at the same time, I was like, is this what I look like when I'm trying to figure things out? Like,
chaotic or something? Or
it wasn't chaotic, but it's just, you checking emails, every phone number, you're like, what time is it? Like, because you know, there were deadlines, and I was like, dang, do I look stressed like this? And I'm like, I probably look insane during the day, because as of lately, Boz would be like, hey mom, are you feeling kind of crazy? Like, I was like, no, and then it changed. Yes, but he was just joking with me. Like,
do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions when the actual total is closer to $200. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month on subscriptions you don't even know about. There's this app I love using that takes care of that for me. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. This app shows all your subscriptions in one place and cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you need to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions with Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/think. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/think.
What goes great with this summer vibe? How about a checking account with no monthly fees? Like a cool breeze. Chime is a refreshing way to handle your money. With no monthly fees, no maintenance fees, no minimum balance fees. It's how banking should be. And when you need access to your money, you can do so fee-free at more than 60,000 network ATMs at many locations like most Walgreens, 7-Elevens, and CVS. You can also send money to anyone, even if they aren't on Chime. Fee-free for you and no cash out fees for them. Chime, no monthly fees, no vibe-killing fees. Sign up for Chime checking account only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/think. That's chime.com/think. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking service provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank. N.A. member FDIC. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees apply except at MoneyPass ATM in 7-Eleven locations and at many Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Other fees such as third-party and cash deposit fees may apply.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of times where I end up being the bad cop, you know? I don't have the 6'3", 6'4" presence and voice. Like,
Yeah.
I'm 5'10", I'm still tall, but it's like I'm soft and I'm mom.
Yeah.
You know, there's times I'll be like, Boz, you listen, and Boz will be like, you have boobs. Like, that is what he says back. And I wanted to say, bro, like, what does that even mean to you?
What does that mean?
Like,
yes, I do.
Yes, I do. And then he'll be like, okay, and like run away. Like, kids say anything, first of all. But it's like,
not with Boz. You have boobs, so I'm not listening.
yes, like that was his thought process in that moment. But Boz has told me before, like, no, I'm not gonna be nice to you because daddy's really nice to me. And he'll be like, you pop my hand, or like, you'll pop my butt. And I'm like, yes, I do have to discipline you at times because you won't listen, or like, you know, or
yeah.
Sometimes I gotta get your attention because you're throwing your body around and I don't want you to hurt yourself. Like, I'll try and hold you, but you're like, now I'm getting uppercuts and elbows to the jugular. Like, no, we can't both get hurt.
Both be down.
Yeah, so it's like I've had to change the way that I discipline him, like, just because he's
from
like,
being from since now that you and Mez are together.
Yeah, because there's times where when his dad walks in, he straightens up real quick. But he'll walk out and he'll look at me and he'll be like, you ain't gonna do nothing. And I'm like, oh, watch me do something now. You know, and then it turns into like, mom's mean. So it's like, you know, that is my current battle. But it's definitely, you know, it's nice being able to share. It's nice being able to balance the kids together. Just, yeah, and every day is something new. You know, every day is something new. I'm about to fly out to LA. Zaire and I are about to fly out to LA. We've got Cheyenne's bridal shower. The wedding is coming. Like, I'm super excited. And Boz I know I'm going to be super busy when I get there. And normally I would be super stressed. Like, what am I going to do with my kids? But Zaire is, you know, he's a grab and go baby. Let's grab and go, babe. And Boz is going to be in DC with his dad until they come out for the wedding. So now it's like, yeah, it's real.
And I know you did that last time. Boz hasn't been back to LA in a while, huh?
Mm-mm.
And I think that, you know, I don't know what your take is. Are you doing that so he can just fully get used to it? Do you have like a plan with you doing that with him?
My mom was so upset. Like, how dare you take my child and then not bring him to me sooner? And I was like, I understand, Mom. And then my mom was trying to pull he's only 3. What could he possibly be missing at school type like energy? Yeah. And I was like, no, lady, these are fundamental. Like, we're just starting. It's a new environment. It's a new schedule. Like, I didn't want him to be in school for like 2 weeks, leave for potentially 4 weeks, and then come back and then be like,
who are you people?
Oh, wait, you guys already know who you guys are really playing with each other. You know everybody's name. Like, I'm having to catch up on names. I'm having to catch up on like, hey, why do I see all these art projects on the wall, but like I see nothing that is mine, you know? So it was, I want him to stay in school right now. And then Mezier and I are also trying to work on, so Boz's birthday is in December, and the cutoff date for schools and stuff is like September, October. So right now he's in pre-K 3, but he's 3 turning 4. And
so either would be the
oldest or the youngest. So where I want him to stay in school so that he can be evaluated in the beginning right now, because I would like to see if he can go into pre-K 4 so that he'll start kindergarten next year versus doing pre-K 3, pre-K 4, then kindergarten and be 5 for 2 months and then be 6. So I've been getting like opinions from
Yeah.
teachers. I've been getting just different opinions on like, I hear you, but boys mature different or at different rates. So I think this is a conversation for a whole other day, just in terms of that cutoff line. And do you let your kid be the oldest, the youngest? Do you push them to do all these things? Or do you, like, right now, I'm just like, let me just let him go. We've got back to school night right before I fly back to LA. So this will be our first time, doing school things together. Like, it's completely different. I used to be all stressed out doing morning drop-offs at school.
I remember.
Stressed, like, let me load up a baby, get us dressed, like, and it was just like,
I know. I remember some mornings we would talk in the morning. You'd be like, girl, let me just call you back. Like, do you hear my kid in the background?
Oh yeah. And then Zaire would just get in the car. He was like allergic to the car. Like, he would just get in there and just scream bloody murder. And I would just be miserable car rides. Now school, or literally, if I wanted to, I could walk to the school. It's like a 10-minute walk. It's a few blocks away. What am I saying? Yeah. Messier takes him to school in the morning. That is his thing. Then he gets to go off and go to the gym, or he has clients and he trains, and it's perfect. I'm up. I'm able to get us together. I get my work done earlier. He takes a morning nap, and then I've got a few hours to myself where it's like, I can clean, or I can work on what is my next business, or hey, what am I studying right now? Yes. So it's,
or you can just sit and just be like, let me regroup for 2 seconds. Like, for those 2 hours.
Yes, it's
that
nice.
really makes me happy, because I know you've been longing for that for a while. Just watching you and Boz for the first year of or just in the couple of years of just, figuring out school and, drop off, and, drop off was a big deal and all that kind of stuff. So
having to plan life around LA traffic is one of the most toxic relationships I have ever had. And I am so happy to be clean and free of it. Yes, does DC have traffic, but it's also like, there's a lot of things that are walking distance, and
LA traffic is nothing nice. But you had like all your little back streets, and I'm like, okay, Kyle.
Oh yeah.
If you saw Kyle in action to go pick up Boz, she had all these little nicks in. I was like, oh, ooh, okay.
That was one of I learned these things from Dave. So Dave, being a fire captain, he knows a lot of back streets and like little, this little different paths within the city. So he put me on game with that one, actually.
I love that.
Yeah. So it was like where normally it would take, like, say with traffic, like 35 to 40 minutes to get somewhere, it would be closer to like that 30-minute. But like that 15 minutes is 15 minutes. Like,
no, that it's true. It's nothing. I hate driving in LA at rush hour, especially. But I'm happy you have that. And do you feel like you guys are really still learning parenting with each other now that you guys are in the home together? You guys have the boys together. Are you guys still learning each other with the parents and then from house parents?
I think there will always be that journey of learning. Because the different moments warrant different responses or reactions. It may trigger something different. And then Messier and I have had different upbringings, and we've received different parenting styles, and we have different understandings of what family is, or different I don't want to say different understandings, but different experiences of like what family is. So whereas like I have a very like big, all up in your business, we talk all the time. His family, he's still got a big family. Him and his mom are super close. Like it's I don't know, it's nice. I enjoy watching, I enjoy learning, I enjoy watching. And then it's also nice this time because with Zaire, there's things that Messier didn't get to necessarily experience in person with Boz.
That he gets to do with him.
He gets to do, yeah. So it's not virtual, it's not
I just thought
it's
about
a completely different. Oh yeah, I'm like an emotional wreck over here sometime. Like Zaire started walking with his father, you know, like I had nothing to do with it, you know. I could say, yeah, I bought him this walker. I was like, let's try this technique. But when it really came down to it, that was his dad, you know.
Right when you said the things that Mez couldn't do with Boz, like, you know, in person, he gets to do with Zaire. That's the first thing that popped to my head.
Yes.
Walking with Zaire.
It's so cool. And then it's just nice when there's moments where I'm looking at the kids and I'm like, I love y'all, but I am burnt. Like, don't look at me, don't think about me, don't even breathe my name. And then I'm like, cool, they're gonna go sit with their dad and play a game or play some basketball or listen to music and dance. And that's the other thing, like we're always doing something, like, you know, watching a new movie. Boz loves to dance. So he listens for everything from Ludacris to Burna Boy to, he'll be like, can you put the shuffle leg people? And I'm like, oh,
we're shuffle leg people. I love him.
With the light up shoes, like he knows what he wants. He was on some LA, like, you know, you're a jerk, like like he was listening to all the jerk music.
I love that.
Like him and his dad, like, you know, they have their own situation. Like now I feel like I come second fiddle, you know. So it's
girl,
definitely those moments. Last night it was really sweet because like now I'm like, dang, Boz, you're not even like, I'm not even your favorite person anymore. But every now and then he gives me that reassurance. And we were watching Pinocchio, the new Pinocchio, which was so. I have
to watch it.
I loved it. It was so great. I just thought the visuals were really good, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to watch it again.
I'm gonna watch it again. I just watched a little bit of it today.
Oh yeah, watch it. It was so cute because at the end, Boz was like, Mom, like, you're my mom forever. Like, he was like, I'm always your son. Like, I'm your real boy.
I love him.
But he was like, you're my mom forever. And it was it was so cute the way he said it. We had popcorn. He was like, let's have a movie night. And we were all snuggled up on the couch. Zaire was knocked out. It was just the two of us. And it's just like, Boz every now and then he'll grab my face like real hard to him, like, come here, Mom. I'm trying to look at you. And then
I love it.
Like, yeah, and I'm just like, oh, it just made me feel good. So yeah, I feel like Boz makes me to be like the mean parent now, but I'm like, it's just because I love you and I'm trying to teach you things. And
that part, I feel like, boy,
you listen to your dad.
Yeah.
It's time to dish the chemicals with Caraway Home's non-toxic cookware and bakeware collections, so you can make healthier cooking a piece of cake. Caraway Home's non-toxic kitchenwares are all designed for a modern home and feature a chemical-free ceramic coating, so food can be prepared with a peace of mind that no hard-pronounced compounds will latch into your healthy ingredients. Ceramic's naturally slick surface means minimal oil or butter for slide off the pan eggs and easy cleaning. All sets come equipped with easy access storage solutions so that no stacking is required. Gone are the days with misplacing your lids. I love that my Caraway kitchen set is chemical free, having the peace of mind of cooking with no chemicals seeping into my ingredients. Over 25,000 people have raved about their Caraway kitchen. Now it's time to try it yourself. Visit carawayhome.com/think to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/think or use code THINK at checkout. Caraway non-toxic cookware made modern.
feel like boys always have a soft, well, always like, that's why I'm happy I have a boy. Nothing against people who have girls, but just have this, like, I don't know, like, I know that Parker's growing up, and he loves going to his dad's house and playing video games, and they're building their relationship, and I love to see it. But when he comes home, he just, like you said, he just wants to touch my face and his mom come to the couch and come and just love me. So I really, and I sometimes I complain, I'm like, it's too much like, what is it called? Stimulation. Yeah, it's too much for me sometimes, because
it makes me crazy at times.
It makes me, because it's like I don't want to be touched anymore. But I've gotten a taste of Parker growing up, and I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I left Parker, like, I wanted to give him a kiss, and I was like, for the first day of school, and he didn't want to give me a kiss or none of that. Like, he kept pushing me away. I was like, okay, dude, like, then no kisses at home. And then he thought he got rid of me, and he was like, finally she left me. And then, like, he's sitting on the floor on his classroom, and he looks at me. He's like, he gave me the meanest look, like, boy, you just love me, please. You're growing up too fast. It's so good. Our boys are just so cuddly and loving, even though they do make you out to be the bad guy.
They really do, but I'm like, that's okay.
Touch you and love you and figure you out.
You're gonna have teeth too one day. He's like, what are these big things? Bro, stay out my mouth. It's the way he's laughing too. Like,
he's like, girl, what are these?
Beep, 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 beep. Let me in that mouth. Let me in that mouth.
No, but I definitely love the evolving of parenting, and it just, I feel like you have to evolve with your kid, and you have to evolve. It's evolving, and I think it's beautiful. I think that's what makes parenting easier, if you evolve and learn, and you're not stuck in how you gotta
roll with it.
Yeah, you gotta roll with it, and I think I'm still learning that. I would say I'm still learning how to roll with the punches, because sometimes you want to control things, or
some things you can't roll with, though. Some things you got to be like, nah. Let me roll this back your way. Like, nah.
It's hard to figure out, because then if you don't roll with some of the things, people look at you crazy. Or if you do roll with them, they're like, what? So I feel like you're always getting judged. Parenting is a hard thing, but it's so beautiful.
It is. It's very rewarding too. Like, I've met some people who are like, you know what, I don't find parenting to be rewarding. And I'm like, when the first time I heard that, I felt so insulted as a parent. I was like, how dare you? Like, in my mind, I was like, what? Like, who are you? What kind of parent are you? And I was like, parenting is so rewarding. And then they were going to explain it's not rewarding like when you have a job and you receive a check, and then it's like, there's that gratification. Because sometimes in parenting, you either get the satisfaction or you don't. There's no guaranteed, like, let me give you like that direct reward. But I disagree with that, because I feel like I get rewarded and get reassurance from my kids all the time. Like, when I hear that, I'm like, so do you not like hugs? Do you not like affection? Do you not like knowing that there is someone who is going to like practice forgiveness with you, or grow with you, or just think that you are just like that, like, I'm my kid's hero. They don't have other heroes yet. I'm the hero right now. Like, me and daddy are the heroes. So it's like,
that's true.
It was such a crazy thing to me.
I feel like, and too, you get rewarded if you're not getting it instantly. Like, if you're like saying like you work and then you get a check later, like sometimes when you go out in the world, people will be like, oh my God, that's your child? They're so well behaved, or wow, your kid did this or that. And then I feel like that's, wow, like, I'm a great ass parent. Like, I am actually raising a good human.
Yes. I'm like, you know how to act in public. You drive me crazy at home. But when you step outside this house, you are holding hands. You are saying please and thank you. You are washing your hands. You were asking questions. My favorite thing was my dad one day heard Ryder and Boss say yeah instead of yes. So then he told them, no, you don't say yeah, you say yes. So then Boz was on like the just grammar police. Like he was, no, mom, we don't say yeah, it's yes. And I'd be on the phone like, excuse me, yes, like
yes, that I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, and that's a whole other thing about parenting is like sometimes it's not everything that you think it's going to be. It's not what of course there's all the parents who are like, oh yeah, when my kid does this, I'm gonna act like that.
No.
Like
it's not,
that's not parenting to me. Like, I don't know. It's also me right now. I am trying to learn other parenting styles or like learn what does that actually mean or what does it entail. So on Instagram sometimes or even on TikTok, I'll look up like just different things. So I think today my rabbit hole of the night will be like parenting styles. Just because it's fun. You get to learn from other people, like, it's also nice. This is another thing about why I'm excited Boz is back in school, because it's like, learning how to redirect your kids. It's also learning how to work with your teacher and talk to your teachers and saying like, hey, these are things that are going on at home. Like, how would you handle the situation, or how can we work together as, parents, teacher to change the result or an outcome or to help a child develop or grow in a certain way. So
I just ran across one of those type of things, which I just pulled up, is phrases to use when your child isn't listening. And there's different ways of approaching your child, like different parenting skills. And I thought it was interesting, some of the things they said. I'll give one example. So I thought this was cool because I feel like sometimes I say this a lot to Parker, like if he starts whining, and I'll tell him, I'm like, dude, stop whining. Like, it's like, why are you talking like that? Like, it's not okay. Like, this is not how you speak. So on this parenting IG, it said, instead of saying stop whining, they said, try this. They said, let's stop. Breathe together. Now try again to ask what you wanted. Which I don't know if I will have the patience to say all of that in the moment that I'm completely annoyed with my child whining to me repeatedly. But it sounds great.
Wait, it does sound great. And I've tried these things, and then Bob will straight up look at me and just like, he'll either scream louder, cry harder, or he'll just stop because he's like, what are you doing?
Like, why are you talking like that?
I saw this one thing online where they were like, just sit down in front of your kid and do this pose. Man, I'd be doing all kind of random things. And I swear, if Messier, like, every now and then he's like, I don't know why you're doing that. And I'm like, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. So when I do see Boz get frustrated and he used one of our techniques, I'm like, it's working. It takes time. Like, it's not gonna happen on the first one. And I think sometimes as parents, we expect things to be like, oh, let me just pop off one time. Magic. Yeah, and sometimes it may happen once, but it may not work the next time. Like, you have to get like, sometimes I've noticed with Boz, I have to have like a little maybe like a variety. Yes. So okay. But the breathing has worked for us, but it has taken time. So it's like, it's just for me, parent to parent, like if you see a technique that sounds appealing to you, or you think it may work with your child, like you have to be repetitive with it. And now where Messier used to make
once and like, oh, it didn't work.
Messier used to tease me like, that you got that boy over there breathing, but you don't just tell him to get it together. But now when I boss, gets upset and he cries. Like sometimes he'll just storm off and he'll go to his room and close the door and I hear him and he'll be like, like, and then he'll start counting. He'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he takes 5 deep breaths and then we blow out. And it's like, and then he'll come back and he'll be like, hey, mom, I'm sorry for this. So like when it does work, I feel like the coolest person ever. Because I'm like, I taught you that. We learned that together. Instagram taught us this. That's how, you know.
I like what you said. It has to be repetitive and it's not going to just happen within that one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think another thing, which I find interesting with time evolving, is that us as these new parents are communicating with our children. Mm-hmm. Instead of just saying I'm big and you're small and you're gonna listen to me. Yeah, that's still what it is.
Matilda.
But right. Legit. And I thought about it in my head, but I didn't. Yes, Matilda. But literally, like, I feel like also we're trying to break generational curses and generational way of parenting, and I think it's a beautiful thing, because sometimes my parents look at me crazy like, what? And I'm like, well, maybe if you try this with me, I would have been a little less crazy in the head. I mean, I don't know.
Oh no, after me with a certain point, spankings didn't work. I was a stone-faced killer. Are you gonna spank me? Okay.
That was my brother, right?
I'm not gonna spank someone who has a stone cold face. Like, right. To me, that's scary.
Very scary. But yeah, I feel like you know, spanking, you know, it's still probably effective, but it just really understanding, like, dude, why are you screaming? What happened? Why are we so angry? Let's breathe for a second. Maybe if my kid pops off, maybe I'll pop off. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like, I'm not gonna...
I'm trying to see a Parker and Shanan pop off.
You've seen it happen.
I actually have seen it happen, y'all. Okay, Zaire. Me and Zaire about to have a pop off. He's over here trying to throw all the phones and pull everything off the table. Sir, mom needs to do this. Oh gosh.
Recording for.
I don't know, but we can wrap it up soon. But recently, Boz has been having some very big emotions to things that I don't think warrant big emotions. So I'm like, okay, you just aren't able to communicate this yet, but let's figure it out. So I went on Amazon and I bought some new books that have to do with emotions. So they're all about the emotions and, you know, how to separate your emotions and how to respond or react or how to do things with different emotions. And then a book on mindfulness and breathing and different techniques that you can do in times where you get frustrated or sad or
maybe I need
have a lot of energy. I'm trying something new. So I think something else that is a part of my parenting style is I try and like educate myself, or like I'm open to new things to teach my kid, because I know I'm not just going to depend on school, like, you know, and I want us to be able to communicate. Like there's times where Boz has straight up told me like, I'm not going to learn this from you. You're not my teacher. And I'm like, but I'm your mother and I'm going to teach you everything else in life that you need to know. And he'll be like, I guess. Like,
me and Parker I'd be like, who are you talking to, sir? No, you're about to, no. Yeah. But no, I was saying I need those books for myself. I need to learn how to breathe in moments. I feel like it's hard. As much as I wish I had a partner to come home to and me and Parker to bounce off of, it's still, I feel like it's as tricky as, you know, when you were by yourself at home. It's hard to learn how to breathe and have your child breathe. And after a long day at work, I've already used all my freaking energy with talking to clients and them sucking everything out of me. So when I come home, it's hard to hear the whining, to hear all of that, and like to use these techniques out of breathing and being repetitive. that's probably one thing I need to learn how to do, is being repetitive with these techniques so that Parker could really understand, like, mommy wants to learn with you. I want to communicate better with you. But sometimes it's just so hard after a long day of giving myself.
Girl, you can go on YouTube and look up toddler yoga. And there's this one lady who does toddler yoga, but she has these like fire ass backgrounds. So the other day we did.
Is it the Dream Yoga DreamWorks?
Maybe, I don't know.
Me and Parker, we were on a thing with doing yoga together every morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we used to start our days. So I went back to doing yoga with him so he can, I'm like, Papa, just move your body. Like, let's move. And I needed to do it for myself because I was trying to ground myself to get back in that rhythm. But yeah, does she have different like
backgrounds? We did a whole yoga with Sonic the other day, but it was great because like it just made sense. And me and Boz and I sat here, we did it. He had a lot of fun. And now every day he's like, hey mom, can we do some cold yoga? I want to do cold yoga.
Yeah, and it's something. Yeah, I know exactly what lady you're talking about, because she'll have like Spider-Man. She has all like the characters. She has Elsa and all those.
Everything, all these really cool backgrounds, and like the flow that she'll do will make sense with like what's going on in the video. So it was like they were doing this whole Sonic baseball thing. So it was like, we got to stretch for the pitch, and then we're delivering our body, and then we're gonna slide and do Superman. So it was like, it was fun and it was interactive. Like there's so many people are so creative, and people are just like, I thought that was so smart. And I was like, there's so many things, there's so many tools out there to help you with parenting, whether you are solo, in a relationship, you've got 1 kid, 2 kids, 7 kids, like there's so many different techniques out there. And the nice thing is we have communities like Think About Crew podcasts, and just where we can ask our, we can reach out to our friends and ask, hey, what are things that are working for you? What are things that aren't working for you?
Or you guys tell us what's working for you and that might work for us. And because we're always down for suggestions. Yes. I was going to say, I think one thing I would be proud, that I'm proud of, which I am repetitive with, is at night, his thing is to calm his brain is we do a meditation with a kid meditation lady that helps him breathe and calm his brain. And I think it's like the best thing for me at night when I can physically like get it together to like put him to sleep, is he'll be like, Mom, can you just put on the lady? And literally that lady's voice will put me to sleep sometimes. But then also it's just a very what's it called? Yeah, it's good. I feel like that would be my my one tool that does well for me.
Yeah, I know you were doing that. I tried the meditation with Boss, and he would be like, Mom, like, why are they talking? So I was like, okay, we're not here yet. Let's just do sleep music. Because I tried doing stories, and he would be like, I can't see it. So I'd be like, let's picture it in our minds. He'd be like, but then he'd be like, that's gonna keep me awake.
See, and then music for Parker keeps him awake. He'll start dancing. I'm like, bro.
Oh no, the music right now is like it helps me, and it's they're both used to it now.
That's good. See,
it's nice.
Always different tools to. Oh,
I've got a teether. No. Zaire is teething. I think he's gonna have 4 teeth on the bottom before he's got like any teeth on top.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna have a funny growing. And he's walking, so that's another thing. I have like, I've got 2 walking people in my life now, which is a big deal.
That's awesome. Just a lot of movement.
Yeah, there's been a lot of change, but I like this change. Like sometimes it's scary because I'm like, wow, I really am doing this and I am
What's that, boy? What were you
okay.
doing?
Zaire is teething and sometimes he'll stick his tongue on one side and he like gums it, but like he'll like lean his face over there too. And I don't know what he was just doing, but I think he's laughing at himself.
But you girls are silly.
Yeah, but let's wrap this up, Shannon. I actually enjoyed talking about this with you. This is kind of was a nice little reminder to self also, like these are moments where I like I am a good parent. Like I try. I'm open to learning, and it's like I don't just think like my way is the highway, or you know what worked for me is gonna work for my kids.
Yeah.
It's and it's not everything that you do for one kid is gonna work for the other kid. So it's you really have to learn your child and
And don't look down on other parents by their parenting skills. I think I feel like if you voice something to a parent and you say, "Oh, I'm doing this with my kid," and it just happened to me recently. I'm sorry, I know we're ending, but
it's okay.
just don't shun a parent because they're doing a parenting skill that might work for them. I think we're all learning, we're all evolving together. Some things that might work for you won't work for the other parent, but yeah, it's a great reminder. And I just be gentle with yourselves as parents. It's not an easy task, but also remember to love on the little ones. And it's rewarding at the end of the day.
And thank your parents. Thank the grandparents and the great grandparents, because y'all,
or if you don't have that, whatever tribe you have,
there are times where I'm like, I don't feel like parenting and like I am done. I'm tired. Here, you can have your iPad. Let's set a 20-minute timer. So like when I have those moments, and now I work on timers and Boz listens when the timer goes off, it's time to put it away, you know, and that started off as a struggle, but now it's like, it works. In those moments, I'm like, what did our parents do with us? Like, what were we doing? Because we were not on iPads. We weren't watching Coco Melon on TV.
We were outside. We were playing. That's why I get frustrated with Parker, because I know I don't do that, but my mom is, whenever I come pick Parker up, it's like, iPad. But it's hard because they didn't want to play with us either.
But that's one thing I'm really good with. I'm really happy about Messier. He's really good with getting Boz out the house. Like, even when he gets out of school, like, they'll go to a park. No, Zaire. So funny. Oh, he sees the ring light. He's like,
he's so amused by it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. No, that's one thing where it's like, that's been a really big plus moments where I'm like,
yeah, thank you for taking the kid.
Go run him out, because boys, testosterone is a different kind of beast that I am not acclimated to at all. Like, I grew up in a house full of women. My cousins I mostly have female cousins. I went to an all-girls school, and I've never really been around men like that up close and personal on the daily. And when I tell you, sometimes my son scares me because there's just like so much energy. I'm just like, how are you still going? Like,
it's crazy. Boys really have a lot of energy. It's ridiculous. Like, why? I'm not a jungle gym. Like, please get off me. Please. Yep. We're not a jungle gym, Zaire.
I would like whatever he has.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this has been a lot of fun. Do you have any words of advice or a WTF moment that you would like to share?
I have a WTF, y'all. I moved in this ridiculous heat. I moved in 108-degree weather. That is my WTF. It was just me and my parents moving. It was so ridiculous hot. Like, it was not okay. My dad came into my apartment one time while we were moving, and I was just laying on the floor. He was like, "What are you doing? It's too hot."
Is there like, do you have is there a fan or like a little AC unit back there?
Yeah, you don't hear it?
Okay.
I have it on right now.
Oh, I don't know.
It's amazing. Like, it has an AC unit. I have a fan in my room, like a ceiling fan in my room.
Okay.
So Parker comes in the house like, "Mom, I'm cold." I'm like, "No, you're not. It's okay." Like, go get a blanket because mommy is over here having her mini hot flashes.
You're like, I'm sweating.
Man.
Oh.
That's why I chopped off all my hair.
I love it. I know. I love your haircut. It's super cute.
Thank you.
Like, it was a good hair week.
Yes, you got your hair. Me.
Yes.
What about you? Do you have any advice or WTF?
I don't have a WTF. My advice would be to be nice to people, especially people online who you don't know, or if you hear a story and you don't understand the story, like, still be nice. I'm just saying this, like, I've had to stay offline recently. I know the new episode of Teen Mom Next Chapter came out, and I didn't know MTV was going to come out the gates with Cheyenne and Zach talking about their story. Yes. But of course it's, it's a juicy subject.
Because I've gotten some text messages.
So I've gotten people reaching out, people I haven't talked to in years, talking about, oh my God, is this true? I can't believe this is happening. Like, it was more so just being very nosy rather than like genuine care, or people talking about, there's a lot of holes in the story. You guys, guess what? There's crazy shit that happens in this world every day. Not everybody has to do something to someone in order for something to happen. Like, it's no one's fault in this situation. It's just one of those situations where it's a really effed up situation, effed up experience that my sister and Zach and my niece and nephew survived. And it's like, don't hit me with that bullshit, because that takes me to a place that I really would rather not be. And some of the comments that I've had to see, and I've blocked pages, I've blocked people, I've just deleted. Yeah, because I'm like,
I don't think
I'm living it with,
I was just about to say,
this is not a story online to me. This is my real life. There was a moment where I was not sure what was going on with my sister and my family. So it
was not okay. It's like,
keep your opinions to yourself.
I think you guys don't still understand that Cheyenne and everybody are still healing from this. And it's, like, it's really big for her to have this.
It's fresh.
It's still so fresh.
It's still going on.
Be nice, like, literally be nice to people.
Give Cheyenne grace, give Zach grace. They are about to get married. This is a season of happiness. This is our season of love. This is our season of gratitude, because guess what? We're happy for our lives over here, y'all. Yeah. So rather than projecting or digging or trying to turn beauty into ugliness when it doesn't fit the narrative that you want it to fit, like, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone and pray for people. Like, I would never see something that is devastating and then want to try and rip the people apart.
Like, that's not true. Like, no.
It's not for me. Like, it's either, oh, you know what? I'm praying for your family, or I have nothing at all to say, because what I'm saying is not constructive. And if I'm not saying a prayer or wishing positive energy thoughts, then there's nothing to be said. So I just wish people would kind of have that attitude a little bit more in life. And I wish that people practice it more and embraced it, because if I say something ugly or nasty, it's because I feel like nasty about myself in a moment and I'm lashing out. So it's not fair, and we don't know how certain things affect people. keep your shit to yourself. Other than that, I had a great week, y'all. Like, we'll talk about it later. It's my birthday. I had a really nice time with my family, and I feel very happy to be able to say that. And
I'm really
you
happy.
know,
I'm really happy to see that you had a great birthday.
I never knew my life would be public through a podcast like this.
Me neither.
Y'all
what?
seen my bullshit. Now I'm like, we're together and life is good. We are taking it day by day. We're working it out, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of Messier, and I'm happy for our boys, and shit.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
There's such thing as growth. There's such thing as, I feel like my word during this whole podcast is evolving, and there's such thing as all of that. And I can't wait. I'm really happy for you too, because you guys have really come a long way. I'm proud of you for really being strong in this and fighting for your family and fighting for who you are and staying true to yourself, because you are a strong woman. So yeah, I'm really, really, really proud of you.
Heard, sis. I love you.
I love you too.
Well, thank you all for tuning in to the Think Loud Crew podcast. Again, just send some prayers to Cheyenne and Zach, y'all.
Yes.
Don't be funky, because I don't want to have to get ugly online. And it's like, I almost went there last week because I was like, how dare y'all, how dare some of you? And then like you click on people's pages and they're like, God, God, God. I want to say, take that out your caption, because you out here spewing ugliness. Like, get it together. Pick one and choose. Don't be ugly. So, but anyways, thank you for tuning into the Think Loud. You can find us on any of your favorite podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon. Like,
Amazon.
You want it, we own it. Don't forget to tune into our YouTube and watch us. Listening to our voices is great, but watching our faces and what's really going on, it just always kind of makes it that much better.
It really does, you guys.
It does.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'm Shanan. You can follow me at Hair by Shanan.
And you can follow me at RKyleLynn, and you can follow us at the Think Loud Crew podcast. Woo-hoo. And big shout out to all our sponsors. Thank you guys for keeping us going.
Yes, thank you. We love y'all. We're so blessed.
Thank you. Ciao.